at 1 o'clock. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with your grandmother, with Deborah. You cannot have any contact with her. You can't go to her residence, workplace. You can't call her, text her. No contact right now. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, sir.
Yes.
You understand everything?
Yes.
All right, you're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
David Peters.
And Mr. Peters, you are here on a charge of aggravated harassment. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have the right to an attorney. You've got an attorney seated with you right now, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Sir, on this charge, pretrial services recommends against release. And Mr. Gant, I didn't see your recommendation.
Judge, I sent them over shortly before 9, but just let me know if you don't get them.
This one just might have missed me.
No, that's okay. I'm asking for a $5,000 bond plus pretrial services if that's posted. I'll just note, Mr. Peters in the interim complaint is alleged to have violated his order of protection 3 times between May 28th and 29th. He's proven he can't abide by court orders, so I think some bond needs to be imposed here to encourage that.
Thank you, sir. And I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, can I just have like 30 seconds?
Yes, take your time. Thank you. Did you get you have the recommendations? You're just getting them? Okay.
If you need one.
No, I'm okay, because I can just ask the prosecutor if I don't have it.
So it was sort
This is the recommendation for that one. right, Your Honor, I had a moment to speak with Mr. Peters. I will just note that he is low on the FTA scales and he's lived in Tucson for a year. This is verified by his mother, who shows him a credible amount of support, although she's based in Baltimore. I will note that his priors are older. If the court is inclined to set a bond, I would just ask that it be in the amount of $2,000.
I'm gonna order a $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. And sir, I'm gonna give you some release conditions. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence. You are to possess no firearms or weapons and participate in any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. And to be clear, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. I'm going to, I don't know if this has been ordered in the past, but I'm gonna order that you not go within 100 feet of her residence on Nicaragua Lane. And that includes, so do not return to that location. Do you understand that?
Okay, so, yes, ma'am, I understand that.
If you've got belongings there or, the complaint involves a dog, says that you were there to check on your dog, you need to talk to your attorney about that, rather than going over there.
Service, any service dog. Okay.
All right, and preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th, 2024 at 1:30. But sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So if you do bond out, you need to make sure you stay in contact with everybody so that you know when your hearing is, because if you miss court, then a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Yes.
Those were just other people in the. Right, you're excused.
Should we say?
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Robert Boone Bolton.
Mr. Bolton, you are here on a couple of matters. The first is a new charge out of Marana for shoplifting and drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty, and you have the right to remain silent. And then you also have a warrant out of Justice Court. Looking to see what that one's for. Oh, looks like a DUI. And they ask that I hold you on a bond on that. So, sir, I'm gonna order in each of these cases $250 cash bonds. On the DUI case, I'm gonna order that you not drive without a valid driver's license, that you have no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then if you're still in custody, you will be seen on Monday by video. That's June 3rd at 1 o'clock. If you were to bond out, you need to make sure that you're in court on Monday at 1 o'clock. That's Justice Court. And then on your Marana charges, again, I'll order a $250 cash bond. I'm gonna order that you not return to the incident location from the shoplift. Again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And if you are still in custody, you will be seen in Marana on June 3rd, on Monday also at noon. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah,
All right, you're excused.
can I get any, leniency on the bonds with, I'm trying to work and I'm trying to get all this stuff taken care of, and last week I was here, and they released me on, pretrial justice stuff and said that I didn't have anything else to worry about, and that everything was taken care of. And then I get stopped in Miranda, and they say I have a warrant, and they grab me, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, you've got new charges, sir. I'm gonna hold you on those $250 bonds, and in fact, I'm gonna appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you in both of those matters as well. Can I give you the phone number, counsel, to write down?
Yep.
It's 520-247-1789. Thank you. All right, sir, you're excused. Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Yeah, my name is Andrew Mark Brewer.
Hey, Mr. Brewer, you are here on a charge of disorderly conduct. I will enter a plea of not guilty for you. Let me just take a look at your paperwork real quick.
Thanks so much.
All right, I'm gonna order that you be released on this charge. I am ordering that you not return to the casino and no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. And I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs. You need to be in Pima County Justice Court on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning for your arraignment. If you don't go to that hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
I do. Your Honor, is it possible that this charge be dismissed right now?
No.
Um,
No, I
do
read
not
the probable
admit
cause. No, I read the probable cause statement. I think there was probable cause to arrest you. You can talk to the judge when you go to court on July 1st.
Thank you. I will.
You're excused. Hey ma'am, can I get your full name?
Jacqueline Crane.
Ms. Crane, you are here on a few different matters. Looks like they're all,
I'm sorry,
hold on. They're all warrants. You've got 3 warrants out of Pima County Justice Court. I'll go through those with you. You've got a shoplifting charge from June of 2022, shoplifting from December of 2020, shoplifting criminal trespass from August of 2022. And then there's a city court matter as well. For which it looks like you didn't go to your arraignment, so a warrant issued. And that is for criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia from April 22nd of this year.
yeah,
Hold on, I'll tell you when it's time for you to talk. Hold on.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
All right, what did you want to tell me about why you did you want to tell me something about why you haven't been going to court?
Yes, I've been in a domestic violence situation with a boyfriend of mine, and we've been kind of like bouncing, being homeless, you know, and I finally was able to escape that situation just this week. And yeah, I wasn't too sure how I missed the court date, and I apologize because I didn't have the paperwork in front of me and going through that whole situation. But I was in the process of like looking into a program and everything before the cops had gotten me. And I apologize. It was a bad situation. I'm glad I'm finally out of it, you know, and I'm on my way to doing good. It just I got picked up.
Well, you've got not just this new city court matter, but you've got these 3 other matters out of justice court, one of which is at least 4 years old, that you haven't been taken care of. So what I'm gonna do is I will release you on these charges, okay? You have to be in, justice court on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. And that'll take care of, then you'll be able to take care of all of those matters in justice court. If you don't go to that, clearly warrants are gonna issue for your arrest again, and you may not get out at that point. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm ordering that you not return to any of the incident locations in those matters. Okay, so July 1st at 8:30 on your justice court cases. And then you're actually gonna have a hearing in, I'll order that you be released on your city court matter as well. You're gonna have a hearing that same day, so you don't have to remember different days, just different times. So you'll go to justice court 8:30 in the morning, and then you will go to city court at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, all right, that works good.
All right. All right, ma'am, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ma'am, I'll be with you in just a moment. Ma'am, can I get your full name, please? Ms. Mercado, you are here on a few different matters. You've got one warrant out of Sahuarita. That is from a very old case from 2018 for shoplifting. And then you've got a number of old city court files as well, one from 2016, one from 2018, 2019, and 2020. And warrants issued in all of these cases when you did not come to court. And Jill, can you tell me if Ms. Mercado has a superior court hold?
Yes, Your Honor, we are showing one.
Okay, all right. So you're being held on a felony charge as well. And that's without bond. So I'm just gonna issue bonds, order bonds in each of these misdemeanor cases as well, so that you'll be seen by video from the jail, since you're gonna be there anyways. On the Marana, I'm gonna, they asked for a $2,000 bond. I'll make
Your
it,
Honor, is it Miranda or
I'm sorry,
Sahuarita?
you're right, Sahuarita. So $1,000, I'll make that a $1,000 cash or secured bond, and then you'll be seen by video on Tuesday, June 4th at 3:00 in the afternoon. And I will appoint Craig Becker to represent you in that matter. Can I give you a phone number for that, for Mr. Becker?
Yep.
520-331-3614. Right, and then in the city court matters, is Salvatore still,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay. All right, so I'm gonna appoint, it looks like you had an attorney before in city court, Sal Huerta, so I'll reappoint him.
And I'll put the phone number in there.
Thank you. And his phone number will be on your paperwork. I'm gonna order on the city court matters a $500 cash or secured bond. I'll let them know that you're being held on your felony matter so that they will bring you to a video review on June 7th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Do you understand all of that, ma'am?
Yeah.
All right. You're excused. Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Yes, Ariston Higdon O'Rao Jr.
Okay. Sir, you are here on a charge of knowingly touch with intent to insult, injure, or provoke the person. It's a domestic violence offense. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Pretrial Services recommends release in this matter, and they were not able to get in contact with the victim, who is your wife. So I don't know what her position is at this time. So what I'm gonna order is, I will order that you be released. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, and I'm gonna order no unconsented contact with Victoria. So that means if you were to go home and she says you can't be here, you need to immediately leave. Do you understand that?
Understand.
Okay. And then, sir, you need to be in Sahuarita Court on June 25th at 8:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gotcha.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Faust John Wyatt.
Mr. Wyatt, you are here on charges of 2 counts of disorderly conduct and 1 count of resisting arrest. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Give me just 1 second while I look at your paperwork here. Okay, sir, I'm gonna order that you be released on these charges. I am ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims.
I do not.
I'm gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs. And You need to be in Pima County Justice Court on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning for your arraignment, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, what, sorry, I'm not familiar with that word. So, July 1st of
Can I talk to him really quick, Your Honor?
Sure, yeah, thank you.
All right, Your Honor, I think we're okay.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused. Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
Jessica Fulford?
Ms. Fulford, you are here on a charge of domestic violence assault. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You do have the right to remain silent. Pretrial services recommends release, and they were not able to get in contact with the alleged victim, John. So what I'm gonna order, ma'am, is that you be released on this charge. I am ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and what I'm gonna order is no unconsented contact with John. Do you two live together?
Yes.
Okay, so that means if you were to go home and he says, I don't wanna talk to you, you need to leave. Do you understand?
Yeah, but how does that work? It's my home. I live there with my child.
So,
One second, Your Honor.
Mhm.
I mean, go ahead, sorry.
so, if he is still residing there, if you go, I don't know what his position is. If you may go home and everything's fine and that'll be that, or you may go home and he's moved out, in which case you'll be fine. If you were to go home and he's still residing there, I'm not gonna decide who has the right to be there at this point, under civil law. But if he's still residing there, that means you can't be there, because he's the victim in this case. So, you'd have to leave, and then you could return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. And then you're gonna be in court with, Judge Millian on July 16th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you don't go to court, that's Tucson City Court. If you don't go to that hearing, then a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Yes, Nicholas Henry Jeter.
And Mr. Jeter, you are here on a couple of matters. The first are new charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, and assault. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. And then you also have a charge just from March 31st of this year for disorderly conduct. And it looks like you failed to appear at a hearing on May 1st for
They
that.
gave me a new one for June 30th.
Okay. Yeah, you have to appear on June 3rd or a warrant will issue.
Yes.
Pretrial Services is recommending against your release because this involves the same alleged victim from, it says that it involves the same alleged victim from the prior, but I'm looking at the prior. I'm looking at the prior and it doesn't seem like that involves, that was at a Quick Trip. So
Yes, it
I
does.
don't think that pretrial services is correct about that. All right, so, and pretrial services did not get in contact with the alleged victims in this case, which are your sister and her husband. So I don't know what their position is. But what I'm gonna do, sir, is I'm gonna order that you be released. I'm gonna order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, that you possess no firearms or weapons, and I'm gonna order no contact of any kind with your sister and her husband. So with Brittany and Frederick, you are not to have any contact with them. Don't go to their house or workplaces. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And what I'm gonna do is we'll consolidate your other case into this one, and I'll vacate that current hearing on June 3rd. And we'll just make it one hearing for both of the matters on July 1st at 9:30. So that's when you need to be in Tucson City Court on both of these cases now, okay?
Okay.
All right, do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Tracy J. McCoy.
Mr. McCoy, you are here on charges of domestic violence, assault, disorderly conduct, and failure to comply with a court order. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. And sir, pretrial services recommends against release in these matters. There's an active order of protection listing Abby Wagner as the petitioner that was served on you March 19th of this year. And these new charges are involving Miss Wagner. What I'm going to do is order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. If you were to post that bond, I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol, commit no acts of domestic violence, possess no firearms or weapons. Again, I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with Abby Wagner. Do not go to her residence or workplace. And sir, that's whether or not she wants to have contact. You cannot have contact with her. So if she were to call you, you have to hang up. If she were to come up to you, you have to walk away. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I will appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. You will be seen by Judge Millian on June 12th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you're still in custody, you will be seen by video. If you were to bond out, you still need to be in Tucson City Court on June 12th at 1:30. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you're excused.
sir?
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Michael Dean McMillan.
Give me just a second. I think I'm seeing.
104, Your Honor. McMillan?
All right, sir, you're here on a number of different matters out of Tucson City Court.
Okay.
The first is a new charge of domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a second to look at this probable cause statement here. Okay. Looks like there is a petition to revoke your probation. On three counts, you were on probation in Tucson City Court. On June 7th, 2023, you entered into a plea for three different cases involving domestic violence. All three of them involving domestic violence. You were placed on probation for 18 months, and you were given written terms and conditions of probation. And the allegations that you violated your probation are that you failed to report to probation as directed. You failed to report to probation within 24 hours of leaving residential, and they didn't know where you went, and that you failed to complete rehab as directed by probation. I'm going to enter denials of those allegations, and then you're going to go see Judge Millian regarding those.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold you, sir, on a $2,499 cash bond as requested by Judge Millian. If you were to post that bond, I'm gonna order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, that you possess no firearms or weapons, and that you have no contact of any kind with any victims, and very specifically, you are to have no contact of any kind with Melanie Messner.
Okay.
That's been ordered many times in the past, and this new charge involves her as well. So no contact with her of any kind. That also means that if she wants to have contact with you, you're still not allowed to have contact with her. Okay, so if she were to call
Okay.
you, you hang up. If she were to walk up to you, you need to walk away. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you're going to be seen by Judge Million on June 19th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you were to post that bond, you still need to be in Tucson City Court June 19th at 1:30 with Judge Million, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Millie? Hernandez.
Do you want to sign?
No, Your Honor, Judge Million already signed it.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please? Mr. Nunez, you are here on charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and threats and intimidation. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Pretrial services. Was not able to get in touch with the victim, Megan Weber, to find out what her input is. I am going to hold you on a $500 cash bond on this case. I'm going to order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with Ms. Weber. Do not go to her residence or workplace. Were you living with her?
Yeah, we live together.
So, if you have personal belongings and you bond out, you can return to the residence one time with a law enforcement escort to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Right, and then you are gonna be seen by Judge Million on June 12th at 1:30. And that's whether or not you are in custody. If you're in custody still, they'll bring you to a video review. And if you were to bond out, you need to be in Tucson City Court, June 12th, 2024 at 1:30, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, you're excused.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Oscar?
Good morning,
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Oscar Renato Pereira.
Okay, Mr. Pareda, you are here on a warrant out of Tucson City Court for an old charge from 2019 of assault and obstructing government operations. It looks like a warrant issued back in January of this year when you didn't come to court several times. Did you know that you were supposed to go to court?
I went, I think a day before my court date. That I just, I asked that for that day off at work and then give you the second day. So I never went,
Okay,
but I am trying to fix it.
all
Try to
right.
get, I'm tired of coming here.
So, sir, I'm gonna order that you be released on this charge. I'm gonna order that you have no contact of any kind with the victim. And you need to be in Tucson City Court on June 28th at 2:00 in the afternoon with Judge Mayhew, or another warrant is gonna issue for your arrest and you may not get out that time. Do you understand?
Okay. I do, thank
All
you.
right, June 28th, 2:00.
Okay, got it.
You're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Christian Cooper,
Mr. Mr. Cooper, you are here on failure to register and indecent exposure. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial Services recommends release to their supervision, but I also think that they're missing some information when they made that assessment. The state is asking for a $5,000 bond plus pretrial services. And what I'm missing here is he's required to register, but they don't have any information about that prior that is requiring him to register. So, Mr. Gant, do you have any more information on that?
I don't, Judge.
Okay. And defense counsel, did you want to be heard?
Sure, Your Honor. I also have no information. I would ask for release to pretrial. However, if he's in custody on other charges, which pretrial says is the case, I would ask for a low bond in the amount of $1,000 so he's at least earning time on these new charges.
I think what they're referring to there is his Oro Valley. He's got an Oro Valley case that he's being held on a bond on. So I am gonna, I'm just concerned about the really extensive history regarding the same behavior in lots of jurisdictions. And so I am gonna order the $5,000 cash bond. I'll order that he be released to pretrial services. If you were to post that bond, no contact of any kind with any victims, don't return to the incident location. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. And if you were to bond out, sir, you need to report to the Pima County Sheriff Department ID unit on Benson Highway within 2 working days following your release to get that registration taken care of. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And then preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30. All right, sir, you're excused.
Your Honor, the next matter is gonna be the staff's interpreter matter, if we could.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, I sent this recommendation over separately. I didn't know if Ms. Morrow was gonna come cover this, but I'm not stepping for it.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw Ms. Morrow pop on.
I did, Your Honor, I just got on, I wasn't aware of the arrest, so I will adopt Ryan's, recommendation.
Okay. All right. Sir, can you please tell me your full name?
Señor, ¿puede darnos su nombre completo?
Rivera Castro Benito Jared.
Rivera Castro Benito Jared.
Sir, you are charged with possession of dangerous drugs and possession of dangerous drugs for sale.
Señor, se le acusa a usted de poseer drogas peligrosas y drogas para la venta.
I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent.
Voy a presentar declaración de no culpable, tiene el derecho a guardar silencio.
You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now.
Usted tiene derecho a un abogado, voy a asignar el abogado de oficio, tiene usted un abogado enseguida de usted ahorita.
I do see an ICE hold.
Veo que hay una orden de arresto de migración.
And pretrial services recommends against release.
Y el servicio de juicio está recomendando que no lo pongan en libertad.
And the state is asking for a $50,000 cash bond given the huge amount of drugs involved here.
Y el Estado está pidiendo una fianza de $50,000 debido a la cantidad de drogas que involucran.
Did defense counsel want to be heard?
¿Usted quiere decir algo?
Sure, Your Honor. Sure, Your Honor, just briefly.
Brevemente, dice el abogado.
I will note that he has no priors and he is 26 years old. I think given the ice hold,
Voy a anotar que no tiene nada previo, tiene 26 años y debido a que tiene una orden de detención de inmigración,
I would just ask for a slightly lower bond in the amount of $20,000.
estoy pidiendo una fianza un poco más baja en la cantidad de $20,000.
We'll order a $25,000 cash bond.
Voy a ordenar una orden de $25,000 en efectivo.
But sir, just to be clear, if you were to post that bond, you likely will still be held by immigration.
Yo no le quiero decir que aunque usted pague la fianza, usted tiene una orden de detención de inmigración.
Do you understand?
¿Se entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
La audiencia preliminar está fijada para el 10 de junio a la 1:30 de la tarde.
Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Gracias, señoría, se puede retirar.
Yes. Yes, Joe, do we have any other plan papers?
We're not showing any on it, we have one more time, so we should.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, just so you know, we are low on these English version sheets at the jail. I'm gonna do my best to fill them out for everyone, but I think that several of the in custody persons coming through will rely heavily on the paperwork given to them.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I've let PBS know.
Thank you.
We're showing no more Spanish speakers.
Okay, interpreters excused. Thank you.
Thank you, have a nice day.
You too.
First thing that they show you, look from school down center, every school down, look the one.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Yes, Daniel Stephen Brock.
Mr. Brock, you are here on a number of different matters. The first is a new charge of disorderly conduct with a simulated weapon. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. There are also, just so everybody knows, 4 warrants out of justice court and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like about 8 out of city court. Pretrial services recommends release to their supervision.
Judge, can I supplement my recommendation while you're looking for it?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm asking for a $10,000 bond. I understand pretrial services is recommending release, but Mr. Brock obviously has a number of lower court warrants. So I'm worried about him coming back to court, but furthermore, I'm worried about his conduct here. He's on misdemeanor probation, waving at what appears to be a simulated deadly weapon around. He ran away. He does have a prior for armed robbery. That's from 2018. But that involved a weapon as well. So all those concerns stay. We're asking for a $10,000 bond.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, I would note that he's in on an F6. He is 23 years old with 1 prior. If the court is not inclined to release him, given pretrial's recommendation and what the state has shared, I would just ask that the bond be lowered in the amount of $5,000.
I'll order a $7,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial. If that bond were to be posted, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30, and then we'll get to the other matters. So, sir, like I mentioned, you've got 4 warrants out of justice court. I'll just go through those with you. There's a criminal damage, drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass from April 13th of 2022, shoplifting from July 26th of 2023, shoplifting from August 28th of 2023, and then another shoplifting from August 28th of 2023. And on all of those matters, you failed to appear, and so warrants issued for your arrest. What I'm going to do on those is I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 concurrent cash or secured bond. I am going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you on those matters. You'll be seen in justice court on Monday, June 3rd at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then city court, I won't go through each of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 files from 2023 and 1 from 2024. On those matters, I will order also a $500 cash or secured bond. And I'll appoint the city public defender's office. And then you will be seen in mental health court with Judge Blue on June 6th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes,
All right, you're excused.
thank you.
What is it? Oh, downstairs, all the time, we get you in there a little bit. No, oh, yeah.
Hi, sir, I'll be with you in just a moment. All right, sir, can I get your full name, please?
James Booker.
And Mr. Butler, you are here on a charge of possession of dangerous drug. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint Christian Salter to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you right now. So it looks like Mr. Butler is being held for a failure to appear. sentencing. Pretrial services recommends no release, but the state is recommending release to pretrial services. And I know this is a smart court case. His sentencing, it looks like it's for burglary and drugs. Mr. Gant, did you want to stick with that recommendation?
Judge, do you know if he's, is he held on the burglary case or he's been released?
He is, so there must have been a warrant issued when he didn't come to sentencing is how I'm reading
Yeah.
that. And so he's held without
That was
bond right now on that.
Thanks, Judge. I didn't have the pretrial services report when I made this recommendation. I'd recommend a $5,000 bond given the previous offense.
And counsel, since he's being held on that other matter, I'm guessing you don't want him released to pretrial services, right?
No, I would just ask for a low bond, either in the amount of $500 or $1,000.
All right, I'll order a $1,000 cash or secured bond, release to pretrial if you were to post that bond. I will let them know that you're there on this matter as well. Your preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30. If at any point you were to get that hold lifted on the other case and you post this bond and you're released to pretrial, I'm going to order monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. You understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
Your Honor, when is this smart court hearing?
Yes, I didn't set that. Thank you. Let me do that. So that will be on June 7th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Figueroa?
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Abraham Benitez Figueroa.
Mr. Figueroa, you are here on charges of 5 counts of aggravated assault, kidnapping, conspiracy, and burglary. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney.
Your Honor, really quickly,
Yes.
there's 2 Figueroas today. I want to make sure we're on the right one.
Okay.
Is this you or is this you? Are you Iniguez?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Both, I'm right.
Okay, I think that I just wanted to make sure that we're on the right one. I think we are. It's
there's
Iniguez.
co-defendants.
So,
And
Okay.
I think they're both Iniguez Figueroa, but you're Abraham, right?
Yes.
okay, sorry.
No
Just
problem.
wanna make sure I'm-
No, better to be safe than sorry. All right, so, sir, I'm entering pleas of not guilty for you, and I will appoint the legal advocate's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. I was a little concerned about the pretrial services report, that they didn't have all of the information when they made their recommendation. Most importantly, it looks like the police say that he has a previous felony adjudication from 2015 and hasn't had his rights restored, and that he's a prohibited possessor of pretrial services for some reason, has no prior history at all, which I don't believe is accurate. And then just given the severity of what the allegations are here, Definitely don't think pretrial services release is appropriate. The state is asking for a $100,000 bond. I'll hear from defense counsel.
Your Honor, just give me one moment. Your Honor, he's 23 years old. I'm just going off of pretrial's report here. He is low on the NCA and FTA scales. It appears he's a lifelong resident and has a family, including a young child. I noted that he has no priors. However, I'll defer to what the court said earlier. If the court is inclined to, for a bond to be set, I would ask that it be in the amount of $30,000.
I'm gonna make it a $75,000 cash or secured bond released to free trial. If that bond were to be posted, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, monitoring and treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You understand, sir? Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're excused.
You need to.
Is it steamy, Mr. Rob? I'll answer.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name? Sir, you are here on charges of kidnapping, conspiracy, and burglary. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. And pretrial services recommended release to their supervision. And the state is asking for a $100,000 bond as well in this case. Defense counsel?
Your Honor, I think similar to Mr. Figueroa's brother, given his age and the reports that I have from pre-trial, I would just ask that we set bond with the same amount at $75,000.
Okay. All right. I will order $75,000 cash or secured bond released to pre-trial if that bond were to be posted. No firearms or weapons. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. No contact of any kind with the alleged victims. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30. You understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
This way, okay, go ahead.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Clinton Jackson Hearing.
Mr. Kingery, you're here on a few different matters. The first are new felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you on these charges. And pretrial services in the state agree that you should be released to pretrial services. So that is what I am going to order. And sir, you may be eligible for a diversion program on these drug charges. Are you interested in learning more about that?
Yes, I'm very interested.
Okay, so you have to be in Pima County Superior Court then on June 7th. That's in 1 week. June 7th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you don't go to that hearing, then you won't be eligible for the program. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And will council waive time for his PH on that?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll be July 15th at 1:30. I am gonna order monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then you've got 2 warrants for failures to appear out of Pima County Justice Court. These are for older cases of assault from 2020 and DV assault, DV criminal damage from January of 2022. Did you know those were still hanging out there?
Yeah, in the process of taking care of them.
Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to take care of them. I'm
Okay.
gonna order that you be released on those charges. You have to be in Pima County Justice Court on July 1st at 10:30 in the morning. Let me make sure that's for both. That's a DV arraignment scheduled for July 1st at 10:30 with Judge Cornejo. And then the other one, okay, they just have it as the same. So ordering you released on both, you'll have your arraignment on July 1st at 10:30 in the morning. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Leon? Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Hey, ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
Maria Guadalupe Leon.
Ms. Leon, you are here on charges of kidnapping, conspiracy, burglary. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you right now. You're also here on a couple of city court matters, and we'll get to those next. It looks like they're endangerment counts related to the same incident. Pretrial Services recommends release to their supervision. The state is asking for a $100,000 bond. So I'm inclined to just order the same bond that we did for the co-defendants. Did defense counsel want to be heard?
Your Honor, that was going to be my ask, given her age and just the information I have from the trial.
I'm gonna order a $75,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if she were to post that bond. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30. So ma'am, you wanna get in contact with the legal defender's office to get more information about that. And then on the city court matters. Okay, so endangering the life and health of a minor, and actually it looks like this is possibly related, but regarding the state of her home. I'll order a $500 cash bond. And then you'll be seen, by video for your city court matters on June 7th at 1:45 in the afternoon. I'm gonna appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Okay. Any questions, ma'am?
We're gonna speak, she has maybe some
Okay.
questions for me,
Okay.
so.
Let me know. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
Lopez,
Lawrence.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Lawrence Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, you're here on a couple of matters. The first are new drug charges, possession of dangerous drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will open the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. I see that you're being held by probation on a no bond hold right now, and so the state is asking for just $1,000 bond for time credit. Did the defense want to be heard on that?
No, Your Honor, that's fine.
All right, so it'll be a $1,000 cash or secured bond. If that hold were to be lifted at some point and you post that bond, you'll be released to pretrial services. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th at 1:30. And then you're also here on a city court matter from 2019. Got a warrant issued for failure to appear on that. I'm gonna order that you be released on that charge, and you'll be seen, if you're still in custody, by video on July 8th, 2024 at 2:30 with Judge Cranshaw. I am gonna appoint the city public defender's office, to represent you since you're in custody on the other matters. Any questions, sir?
No,
All right, you're excused. Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Yeah, Brittany Lynn Mahalkin.
Ms. Mohoka, you are here on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal advocate's office to represent you. Pretrial Services recommends against release. Looks like you're already released to pretrial services on another matter.
I didn't. Second.
And you had a case management conference that was scheduled today in that matter. And the state is saying that you should be released to pretrial services. So I will follow that recommendation and order that you be released to pretrial monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And we'll set a smart court hearing for June 7th. You may be eligible for a diversion program. Are you interested in learning more about that? So you have to be in court then in 1 week from today in Superior Court, June 7th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you don't go to that hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest and you won't be eligible for that program. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and will council waive time on the PH on that?
Yep.
So we'll set that for July 15th. All right, ma'am. You're excused. Oh, hold on. I'm sure the attorney was telling you this already, but I just want to make sure. Since you missed your case management conference this morning, you talked about that.
I just told her to call her attorney right now, basically when she's released, to see what happened.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
if they
I don't know if that's something else.
they probably didn't issue a warrant. It was your first case management conference. They probably just continued it, but just in case, you want to make sure, because if they did issue a warrant, then you'll want to get into court as soon as possible to get that quashed. Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
C.O.J. Mercer.
Mr. Mercer, you are here on charges of possession of a narcotic drug for sale and possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial services recommends release, and the state is asking for a $10,000 bond plus pretrial services. It posted. I'll hear from Mr. Gant first.
Thank you, Judge. Yeah, I'm asking for the $10,000 bond just based on the number of fentanyl pills. It was over 100 grams. That's quite a few pills. He has prior felony convictions. I just don't remember what they were off the top of my head. Small clues. His multiple prior felonies, the most recent which was in 2014, but he was paroled in 2017. But I was concerned about the number of fentanyl pills.
Okay, thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, I see that he's low on the failure to appear scales, and he has been in Tucson for some time now. So I do believe he has, community ties. It appears that he has a family. As Mr. Gant mentioned, his last prior is from 2014, so it's been about 10 years. Pretrial recommended his release on his own recognizance. I would ask for a release to pretrial services. If the court is inclined to set a bond, I would ask that it be an amount of $5,000.
Sir, I'm gonna follow the recommendation of pretrial and release you, but I will release you to their supervision. So you'll start checking in with them when you get released. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and no firearms or weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then you've got a preliminary hearing date that is scheduled for June 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You're gonna get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you are in good contact with your attorney at the public defender's office and with pretrial services, so you know when to come to court, because if you miss court, a warrant can issue for your arrest, and then you're very likely not gonna get out at that point. You understand?
Yeah,
All right, you're excused.
thank you.
Ortiz. Left hand side, please.
Sir,
Good
can I
morning,
get,
Your Honor.
good morning, can I get your name, please?
Christian Michael Ortiz.
Mr. Ortiz, you are here on a couple of different matters. The first is a new charge of aggravated DUI. That's a felony. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial services recommends against release. The state is asking for a $10,000 bond plus pretrial services release. I'm also just gonna note the fact that there is also a justice court warrant for a DUI from 2019 that was never taken care of. And then newer charges, 2023 charges in city court for domestic violence that were never taken care of. So, given that, did defense want to be heard?
I do, just briefly, Your Honor. His wife verified that he is a longtime resident and she welcomes him home. I would note that he's only 26 years old. I did also see that, the pending DUI. I would just ask for a reduction in the state's recommendation to $3,000.
I'm gonna order a $7,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial. If you were to post that bond, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 10th. And then we'll deal with the warrant out of justice court. And that one I'm gonna order that should be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. I am going to appoint an attorney for you on that. I'll appoint Anna Dennis to represent you in justice court. And then you're going to be seen on Monday by video at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, June 3rd, 1 o'clock in justice court. And then your city court case. I'll also order a $500 cash or secured bond. No contact with any victims from that case. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, and you will be seen by video in city court on June 7th at 1:45 in the afternoon. You understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused. Sir, can I get your full name?
Yes, Jason C. Ray.
Mr. Ray, you are here on a few different matters. The first is a new charge of unlawful possession of a narcotic drug. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you have counsel seated with you right now. On this matter, pretrial services recommends release to their supervision, and the state is in agreement about that. So I will follow that recommendation in order that you be released to the enhanced supervision of pretrial services, in order that you have no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. And we'll set a smart hearing. So, sir, you may be eligible for a diversion program. You interested in that?
Yes, ma'am.
So, I'm gonna set a hearing in 1 week from today. You have to be at that hearing or you won't qualify for the program. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
That's June 7th, 2024 at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court.
Okay.
And council will waive time on the peach.
Yep.
We'll set that for, July 15th at 1:30. And then you've got a number of city court files here. Let me go over those with you. So you've got some old cases, 2 of them from 2019. For shoplifting and criminal trespass, 1 from 2020 for criminal trespass, 1 from 2022 for criminal trespass, and then 2023 criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia. And then being at the park after hours. So, sir, you have to go to court. You've got
Yes, ma'am.
5-year-old cases, that you never went
Yes,
to
ma'am.
court on. So I'm gonna set
Okay.
one court date for you in city court. Okay, so you're gonna have 2 different places now. You have to go to Superior Court so that you could possibly qualify for that diversion program. And then, you also are gonna have a city court date, but that'll take care of all of your, pending cases going back to 2019 in city court. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna set that for June 27th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with Judge Cranshaw.
Okay.
Alright, if you don't go to that hearing, clearly warrants are gonna issue for your arrest again, and it's unlikely that you'll get out at that point. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. You're excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I just want to note moving forward that we have run out of those pieces of paper, so I'm gonna try and convey the information as quickly as I can, but,
Okay, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please? Okay, Ms. Ruiz, you are here on a few different matters. It's like we've got a Superior Court warrant, a Justice Court warrant, and some City Court warrants. The Superior Court warrant is for narcotic drug violation and drug paraphernalia violations from October 10th of 2023. And the warrant issued when you did not come to your arraignment on those charges. I'm looking to see if she was released. Let's see. Okay, so I'm seeing that she was released to pretrial services, enrolled in STEPS unsuccessfully completed steps. And then, the supervening indictment was mailed out. So it's, possible that she did not know that she was still on pretrial services on that. The state is, recommending release to pretrial services. So ma'am, if I release you to pretrial services, you'll need to get in contact with them like you did before, okay? But you have to stay in contact with them. And then you're gonna have an arraignment with me in Superior Court in 1 week from today. Will you go to that hearing?
Yes.
All right. So I'll order release to pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. An arraignment is set in Superior Court on June 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And ma'am, you have to be at that hearing or I'm gonna issue another warrant and it'll be a higher bond amount at that point, you understand? All right. And then Justice Court warrant for shoplifting from 2021. I will order that you be released on this charge. You need to be in Pima County Justice Court on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. Or another warrant is going to issue for your arrest. And then your city court matters are all old as well, 2019 and 2 from 2022. I will order that you be released on those charges. You need to be in Tucson City Court on July 2nd at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
All right, so you have to be at 3 different courts.
Your Honor, in her Superior Court matter, is she represented by the Public Defender's Office?
Yeah. You're the
Yes, public defender.
Okay, I just want to make sure I give her that number.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, ma'am, once you get all of your court dates, you are excused.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry.
Avery,
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Avery Justice Cease.
Mr. Cease, you are here on charges of dangerous drug possession, narcotic drug possession, and drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will open the public defender's office to represent you. You have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial services and the state are both recommending release to the third-party supervision of pretrial services. So that is what I will do. So you need to start checking in with the enhanced supervision of pretrial services. So you'll have to start checking in with pretrial services when you get released, okay? And I'm gonna order monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And sir, you may be eligible for a diversion program where these felony charges could be dismissed before they're ever formally filed. Are you interested in learning more about that program?
Yes, Your Honor.
So in order to participate in that, you'll have to be in court in 1 week from today, June 7th at 9:00 in the morning. That's at Superior Court. If you don't go to that hearing, you will not be eligible for that program. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel wait time.
Yes.
So we'll set the PH for July 15th. And So, sir, when you get out, make sure you get in contact with pretrial and contact your attorney at the public defender's office and be in Superior Court in 1 week, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Okay, right.
Yes, but that should be everything, okay, so when you still call from trial, that's your attorney's office number, okay? This is a really important date, June 7th. It's a week from today, okay?
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
All right, Chief of your Reeves.
Okay, Mr. Silky Reeves, you are here on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. So I understand you've got a federal probation hold. And so the state's recommendation is a $1,000 bond for time credit. Defense counsel good with
It can
that?
be a dollar, especially.
One second, he just had a question.
Sure.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll set a $1,000 cash or secured bond, and a preliminary hearing date will be scheduled for, actually, this is smart court. So we'll set a smart court hearing June 7th, 2024 at 9 o'clock. And I'm gonna just set the preliminary hearing date for June 10th.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're excused. Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Anthony Manuel Silva.
Mr. Silva, you are here on a charge of aggravated DUI. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial services and the state are in agreement that you should be released to pretrial services supervision. So I will follow that recommendation. I'll make it enhanced pretrial services supervision, monitoring or treatment as directed, and do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then you are going to have a preliminary hearing date on June 20th at 1:30, but sir, that hearing on June 20th is very likely not going to happen on that date. You're going to get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you're in good contact with your attorney and with pretrial services so that you know when to come to court, because if you miss court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, make sure you're in contact with pretrial as soon as you are released. You're excused.
Thank you very much.
That's a pretrial.
Thank you guys.
Of course, you're welcome.
Actually, the sheriff, who's first? He's up. The sheriff. Back first.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name? Did you say Valenzuela?
Yes.
Can we continue this one?
Yeah, we gotta continue this. This is
We'll continue him to tonight. I'll be with you in just a moment, sir. Okay, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Yes, Keith Michael Benrick.
Mr. Benrick, you are here on a charge of domestic violence, aggravated harassment. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial services recommends against release, and the state's asking for a $10,000 bond. And do I have a victim on the line in this one? If so, can you unmute yourself and tell me your full name, please?
Jill Alford.
Okay, Ms. Alford, did you want to be heard at all? No? Okay, thank you. All right, so, looks like pretrial services spoke with Ms. Alford. She does not want further contact. She objects to release, and looks like there was a active order of protection that was in place at the time of this incident. Defense?
Your Honor, basically, what I can say is, after speaking with Mr. Benrick, it appears that this sort of goes two ways, and, this is quite complicated. He has indicated to me that if bond is set, we cannot make any sort of bond. I can see sort of just based on pretrial support that it's unlikely the court, would consider pretrial release, and if that is the case, if the court is inclined to set a bond, I would ask that it be a low amount in the amount of $3,000.
Mr. Gant, did you want to be heard any further on your recommendation?
Judge, I'll just note, my concern here is the history of domestic violence. He's got a number of misdemeanor convictions, including one originating from November of 2022 with the same victim. It was an assault case. And another one that's pending that he's on release for, also with the same victim. So there's just a history here.
I'll order a $2,500 cash or secured bond, release to pretrial if you were to post that bond. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact of any kind with Ms. Alford. Do not go to her residence or workplace. And sir, the way this works is, even if she is calling you, if she were to call you, you hang up. If she were to walk up to you, you walk away.
Stop, listen.
Yes, I have a restraining order against her, ma'am. There's no contact.
Okay.
Can I speak up, please?
Yes, please.
I received information.
Oh, you're cutting out. You're cutting out.
Sorry. The order of protection that he was trying to pursue is denied.
Okay. It doesn't,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter as far as my orders are concerned. He is to have no contact with you of any kind, and that is even if you were to try to contact him, it's up to him to have no contact. So that is the situation. So I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for June 10th at 1:30. But sir, if you bond out, first of all, you need to be in touch with pretrial services and your attorney at the public defender's office, because that hearing date that you're getting is very likely not going to happen on that date. It'll happen at a later date. So you need to make sure that you're in contact with everybody so that you know when to come to court. Do you understand?
Yes, sorry, I had it muted.
Yes.
Oh, no problem. All right. Thank you, sir. You're excused. I've got a toppy on here still. Is that? You know what that one is? The justice court case.
Do you know for she has a tapia?
Oh, Your Honor, that didn't make it cut off. We could just continue.
Continue to tonight? Okay. Got it. Okay, I think that does it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, great weekend.